Hi, welcome to One Word Today. I'm Sophia, pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue our exploration of three-character Chinese expressions in November. Yesterday, we talked about homosexual, 同性恋. Today, we're going to talk about 单身狗, which is a Chinese a little bit derogatory expression of singles. I guess that shows culturally Chinese encourage people to get married, to have children. I mean, even if it's one child policy, like mess up all. But culturally, 单身狗, we use dog to describe people who are singles. Okay, so that single, we have came across this characters a few episodes ago that is about this ancient battlefield scene that in the battlefield, the one person who is standing up on top of the chariot, that's, I guess, either human, like manually push the chariot or horse driven, however powered the chariot is. The person who is stand on top of that is supposed to be the direct conductor or general in this battlefield. And the chariot was expressed by this kind of wheel, spokes in the wheel. So that's a wheel that we can see, right? Even if it's squashed, it is not proportional, but structurally, it is a wheel. And then we have this axis of the wheel and horizontal line, in my view, interpretation, it's the stopper of the wheel to stop the wheel from falling off the axis. And there is another setup of stopper, and the axis have to go through the wheel, right? That's the full spelled out chariot. But when we have the two mouse symbols sitting on top, that kind of, the space-wise, it's too much. So the other part of it was omitted. I mean, understandably, because it gotta have both stoppers on both ends. So that's like, even if you don't see it, physically, it only works when there are two stoppers. So I guess linguistically, that's dispensable. You can get rid of that. You still get the chariot image in here. Now, two mouse symbols. Mouse symbol to me looks like smiley face kind of mouse, kind of looking like that, right? So two mouse symbol means there multitudes, because two doesn't mean just two exact. Two means multitudes of persons with a speaking function next to the chariot. So the general, back then in a battlefield, the general have to be able to pass the orders to its people, right? So they don't have cell phones back then, right? So this general have to pass verbally to I would suppose they are the kind of the human telephone back then on the battlefield. They are going to pass out this message from the general, from the director of the battlefield to individual, squads or whatever units. So they are the dispatchers of message from the general. So the whole thing is developing the setup of where this general is going to give the order. And I would imagine in a battlefield, there's only one single message source. You cannot have conflicting messages going around, right? At any moment, there's only one decision maker over there. And that's where the single concept came from. So that's single. And then shen, this is a side view, a profile view of human anatomy. I mean, on top, it's human already. But I guess this is a fully spelled out human. You have the rib cage over here. And this, I guess, the head. And some top of it almost looks like an alien, right? Even got a tail over there, two legs and the tail and the torso. It does look like an alien body. I don't know why Chinese render human body anatomy like that. I understand it's two leg standing being, right? We are the only animals who can roam around the planet on two legs. And then we have our rib cage over there, kind of pronounced as a pronounced parts of the body. But I don't know of this tail thing. That looks weird. Okay, anyways, it's a side profile view of supposedly realistic rendering. Probably a lot of times it's not realistic, but it may have some intentions of why it was depicted in such a way, only that it's going to be discovered later by me. Okay, right now it's just side profile view of human full skeletal, it's like full skeletal scanning of human side view body. Okay, single body. Chinese sometimes use mouse symbol like this to mean a head count, and that's kind of in a census. We become a number. We are a digit on the survey, but to give you a full sense of we are a living thing, Chinese use body, 单身, this singular body, uncoupled body. Use that to give you a sense. Okay, it's the biological sense of us that we're emphasizing. We don't have another body to stand next to. So that's 单身 狗. We have the dog sign symbol on the left. And on the right side, it is it's said to be to mean the newly growing plant that just breaks through the ground level. And there are two types. One is if it comes out of the ground straight, like most of the plants growing like a grasses, right? The blades, they go straight, pretty straightforward structure. But if they don't go straight, they kind of twist and turn, kind of like that, was depicted by this. It's a little bit, it's definitely non-linear. It's a lot of twists and turns. And I don't exactly know what the mouse is doing, mouse symbol. You see these and these are looking similar. It's doing over there. Eventually, this structure means the end of the sentence. So it's like a period for Chinese. That's 句. And this period next to the dog symbol. This is again the skeletal side view dog symbol, the dog ear, dog snot, the dog foreleg and back leg, kind of streamlined view. So that's a side view of the dog symbol. And this newly break through the ground new plant in a curled shape, then paired with a dog symbol to mean small dog puppies. So that's a Chinese puppy symbol. Eventually it was used as the full grown up or the whole category. Like there's no gender, no age, nothing. It's a generic dog symbol. So yeah, from a puppy, now in contemporary Chinese, it means just dog, generic. Okay, 单身狗 means in Chinese singles. So I guess Chinese as a culture like to portray singles as somebody who are kind of puppy-like, who doesn't have their emotional needs met because they're single. They don't have anybody to hang out with like intimately. So that's cultural prioritization or values embedded in this expression. And I pick out this image as a counter argument to that. Like, what is a glorious time you're going to have, or you may be having, just be a single? Because be a single, you are your own decision maker. There's no counterpart to you. You don't need to worry about decision making. You have to negotiate with another person. There's no such need. You are your own full person. You can go anywhere on your own. As long as you figure out all the logistics, you can be your own boss of your life. I mean, how awesome is that, right? So this is kind of a counter to the 单身狗, a little bit derogative term from Chinese expression. And I want to point out that this is a picture I I got from Unsplash again. And this picture shows this backpack as a Kalia brand backpack. I know that well because I'm the product developer of this Kalia backpack back in the days when I was working in this consumer goods industry. I was developing backpacks. That's my special narrow scoped product category. But I mean, even within this narrow scope, there are all kinds of backpacks that serve all kinds of functions, right? And this particular backpack was not intended for hiking purpose, but I guess it looks good in this photo shoot that this person, not exactly in a wilderness kind of hiking, but is still walking in a forest, still on his own, his or her, I'm not exactly sure, but Kalia was the brand that we private label for. And this is exactly that backpack. I know all the details on this bag. And it's so nice to see this randomly on the cyberspace, a product of my contributed to, developed like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, that's circling around out there, and that made my day. So that's my choice of the image to counter tension goal. But I would want to say, no matter what stage you're in a relationship or you're single, I mean, the time is on your side. Just go out there and enjoy life. All right, cash into the currency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.